Coco.
It's 6 o'clock. It's time to rock. And we rock non-stop till 7 o'clock, and we don't stop. You don't remember that?
I do.
Oh yeah, we gonna ask you all of them.
You
All of
bringing
them.
it all
Yeah, you know we live, Coco.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, we streaming.
So we can start.
We can start.
Hey y'all, what's up? Listen, welcome to the Lavish Coco podcast with Lavish T. Williams. Today, T means getting on my damn nerves already. And this is your girl Coco, and it's Tuesday. Y'all know we your lunchtime favorite. We already know we your lunchtime favorite. Matter of fact, coming up shortly, maybe in a few weeks or so, we gonna start feeding you, some of y'all, for lunch. I know y'all like, how you gonna do that? Listen, the world of technology is amazing. So we gonna hook up a system where while you eat and watch us, we will have lunch on us. No, we ain't doing shrimps and crab legs and all that stuff like that, but we will be buying some folks some lunch. Our guest for today is the man, the myth, and the legend. Y'all, for real. I'll give it up for my man, Lazar Legacy. Absolutely. Good morning. Good afternoon.
These two is something else, y'all. I'm just saying.
we like we like Aunt Esther and Fred Sanford. We like Ricky and Fred Mertz. Lucille and Fred, how they used to get along. We a great team, but sometimes we rub each other's feathers. So listen, our man Lazar, if you are not familiar, I don't know where you've been, maybe under a rock or whatever, but he is with an entire group called the Black Spirits. All the drinks and the potent potables and the libations and all the other stuff that we've gotten from other people for so many years. Now there are Black people that do the making and the bottling and the producing of all the stuff that we drink, all the whiskeys, all the gins, all the bourbons, all the tequilas, all the wines, all of those amazing things. Now we can have our folks service us, and we could patronize them, because Lazar, for so many years, we did have an input, but it was never visible.
Yeah, we've had an input since the 1800s.
Absolutely.
Right? So we can go all the way back to Tom Bullock, who was the first African American to create a recipe book, cocktail recipe book, that I still have in its original form.
Really?
In its original writing,
Okay.
right? So we can go all the way back to that, but yeah, Taste of Black Spirits Legacy. We represent all African American owned spirit brands, beer, wine, and beverages, right? Wow. Yeah. So we this came about, if you don't mind me starting.
No, go ahead, go. No,
this
we won't,
about,
because folks need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I started with a brand, and let's be clear first of all. I've been in entertainment a long time.
Okay, you have
not really thinking about partnering with any kind of brand at that time, and then something came across my desk. One of my oldest brothers sent something to me. He was like, "Yo, it's this brand out, and it's Black owned." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Right. That's cool. What you want me to do, right? But him giving it to me, he know I'm gonna research it. I'm gonna look into it. Long story short, I got that brand distributed in Michigan, and put that brand, that single brand, in over 5,000 locations in like 2 years.
What's the name of that brand?
Yeah, they don't get that today. That brand just don't get that today. No love lost. It's just they don't get that today, right? I'm just keeping it 100, right?
But listen.
No publicity, no advertising.
Not that brand.
Not that brand. Okay.
Because they expired.
I got you. And that's why. Listen, I love you for so many reasons. We've traveled and been in and out the circles for so long. I love you because you gonna keep it a buck.
Oh yeah.
You gonna keep it a buck. If it's not making sense, if it's not feasible, if it's not doable or whatever, I understand. Yeah. But I don't think we as consumers understand how much of our Black dollars are actually spent in alcohol consumption.
Yeah, about $3 billion.
Wow.
About $3 billion. I mean, when you think about that,
wait a minute,
kind of money,
wait.
Go ahead.
Annually. Black people.
When you think about that kind of money circulating and going into somebody else's household, somebody else's legacy, somebody else's life, somebody else's family, you think about that. That don't circulate in the Black community. Not that money.
Wow.
So we designed and strategically put something together to make sure that what we're doing with Black Spirits, it's over. To be honest with you, it's over 32 brands available in Michigan, but it's over 200 brands available worldwide. African American brands.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I'm stuck at the 3 billion.
Yeah, 3 billion.
Because I think about like when you put the facts and figures together, and Lavish is really not a drinker. He more of a purist. But
Yeah, I'm a purist. You know, I get some
today.
alcohol in me. I do a lot of strange things, and you know, I be trying to keep myself cool. And
Right.
you know, with social media and all the
Right.
cameras and things like that, I wouldn't want any female to have some strange things in their phone of my behaviors
Right.
from the alcohol. So
Got you.
I drink responsibly.
That's that up in the DM thing. Is that up in the DM thing? we
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about? Okay.
yeah.
sliding
So
in the DM.
Slide
You know.
it, that's it, yeah.
I don't want, you know, a female asks me, "Hey, can you?" and I say no, and then they
Tap on their phone.
and I'm like, you know, so I stay away from the alcohol.
I mean, we got to drink responsibly.
We do. So that part is important. We need y'all to like and share this podcast and check it out and share it with your friends, because there's a lot of information. There's a lot of things that happen in our community that we're not really aware of. So when you say the 3 billion, Lazar, this is the part that I'm stuck on. If the average person go out twice a week, and I know you know these numbers. So if the average person go out to, let's say you go out after work and you do an after work event and you drink, the average person may spend what, 60, 50, 60 to the $100?
Average 50.
Okay.
Average. If it's a guy, we gonna spend 100.
Okay.
See, and that's
And
why
we
that's
get half of those drinks.
you
Here
know
you go.
that
Here
that's
you go.
why
There
that's
you go,
why
Lazar.
like with the drinks, you know, maybe that might be a factor why I don't have all the ladies around me at the bar. Cause I ain't that friendly. You know, it'd be the
These
guys.
drinks are for me.
You know, you had a homies. They be like,
Yeah.
yeah, what you drinking?
Right.
What you drinking? Hey, get around. I'm not that guy.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not that guy.
I feel you.
I'm the. Let me get a lemonade, cranberry juice. Lavish, can you give me a drink? I don't drink.
I'm drinking water.
So I can't help you on
Right,
that.
that's
So
right,
I
that's
don't
right.
spend a lot of money
That's
on
right.
on
That's
I
right.
can't afford it. I
But your
just
friends
can't.
do.
They do.
I know, and I like them.
They do.
I like your friends.
I'm just not that guy.
Okay.
I mean,
You
you
know.
look at the younger, I guess the ones that are our age, they spend a little more. The younger
They do.
generation, I'm not sure, but the older generation, the Gator generation, I'm gonna call them.
The Gator shoes,
I mean,
yes.
you might get a black card out of them. You might spend
You might.
200. But you know what I'm saying? That's just what they do. They set the card out. Yeah, go run around for all these ladies. Everybody, all of them.
Listen, but Lazar, you know that's how we come up.
Yeah.
So it's still the cats like the East Side Hollywood, West Side Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know the cats like Hollywood, the girls named Diamond. We know them, and they gonna come in to wherever they at and do this with their card. They gonna thump their card a couple times, and they might, depending on what bar you at,
Yeah.
they gonna buy everybody sitting around the bar around. They regulars.
That's that Coltrane Curtis. Coltrane Curtis is coming through.
I'm the guy that's gonna give you a lecture. Why you drinking all
Now,
that?
see, you know what? You ain't even. We ain't talking to you. We talking.
I'm lecturing
No,
you.
that ain't good for you.
You want to put all that stuff? Why you ain't drinking Lavish? Cause you killing your kidney and all that stuff.
See, Lavish, you
I ain't about to
you
do
ain't,
all.
you ain't part of this podcast right now. Me and Lazar gonna talk, because I'm thinking about if I slide in somewhere. Let's say I slide in the floods, or I slide in somewhere. You do spend $100.
You do.
And if I'm spending 100, and then there's 200 other people there, and you add that up every day, I see where we got to the 3 billion.
yeah.
So
And that's just in the restaurant. We haven't even got to the liquor store yet. Right. So what you're saying is just the restaurant. You're gonna spend that kind of money in the restaurant. But let's be clear: Wednesday through Saturday, right? We're gonna hit that liquor store on Friday. Liquor store gonna make 30,000 from 5 to 9.
Not for me.
You know what I'm
Lavish,
saying?
hush.
From 5 to 9, from 5, because that's just the nature of the
and
working people. That's the nature of people who
that's the time that we go in and we consume, and that's in the colder months. In the
Yeah.
warmer months,
Oh, my goodness.
in the warmer months, we drink it a little more because we moving around.
Yeah.
So when your brother reached out to you and said, check out this brand, check out this company or whatever, and you did your research, were you surprised at what you found out?
I was more intrigued than anything because I've always been all black everything.
Right. You
do.
have.
I've always
You
been
have.
that. But when I saw this and I saw the amazing story behind it, I felt the need, like, well, let me find, it's got to be more of us, right?
Right.
So let me see where we are. Let me look for us. Let me find us. and then let me see what I can do with us, right?
Okay.
So I end up partnering with a brand, Duke and Dame, salted caramel whiskey.
Listen,
right?
this is my shameless plug. Hold on. Listen, people, you listen to the Lavish and Coco podcast. We need you to like it and share it and all that stuff. Duke and Dame, and I don't care if you drink light or dark, it don't matter. It is a amazing salted caramel whiskey. You could drink it on the rocks. You could drink it, mix it in something. I have even warmed mine, right? I've taken it and warmed it up and added it to some tea and sip on it, and it's amazing. And for you people that cook and you like to make a glaze and you've used other caramel flavored whiskeys, this salted caramel, if you add it and then reduce it and you add a little brown sugar and some white sugar, it makes an amazing, amazing glaze on your yams, on your pound cake. Can you get to the yams? Yes, you can with this Duke and Dame. You can definitely get to the yams with this Duke and Dame. So that's like a whole thing, because now you got to reintroduce. So this is the part that I want to ask you. Getting the black consumer to understand that everything they drink that's made by somebody else, they could have it by us.
Yeah.
How do you go into that mindset and how many hours a day in terms of marketing and production and samples and this where we gonna be and all that? Let's talk about that part.
I mean, seriously, we are the most difficult people in America.
Yeah.
But the most creative people in the world.
Lavish.
Right? The most,
What you mentioning my name for?
Because I think
I
you
am
creative.
creative. Oh, okay,
I think so
good.
too,
I
right?
think you creative.
Okay, just making sure you wasn't talking about difficult.
No. See, you always think I'm whooping you. I'm not. I'm just saying being creative.
I find the fact that when I'm out in the field, is what me and Sadat call it. We're in the field. We in our own spaces. So I'm associated. Shout out to my man Godwin, because I'm a partner over at Young Village with Godwin. So I get to be around these restaurant owners, and I'm talking about from the Boulevard to Jefferson. If anybody know what I'm talking about, we got 20 plus African American owned restaurants already from just that in that short space, right? So bringing these brands into those restaurants and those spaces, you run into, well, people like this. People like whatever you present them.
That's
especially
true.
at a bar. If you got a top flight bartender, male or female, behind that bar, that person can sell you water and put salt in it, and you'll drink it all night.
They can sell you snake venom, anything. They can.
So it starts with
my boy Rob just said, you think you drinking Hennessy and they slipped you some Similac. That's some of these bars.
That's because he ain't paying attention.
They water down these bars. These bars water drinks down with cheaper drinks.
Listen, he ain't paying attention. Tell him to shift the gears and get some black spirits.
Get some black spirits.
Go where they serving drinks and alcohol that is made by us. I promise you won't have them issues no more.
So I think, again, trying to introduce these brands on a regular basis, which we out in the field all the time. I mean, we out in the field heavy all the time, from Southfield to Oak Park to Detroit to Westland, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All things in between. So the job itself is just, people need to make a decision. It's like, yo, I'm going to introduce this to you. You have no reason to say no, because it's great. It's just as premium as any other brand that's on the shelf. The difference is you're supporting this legacy and in return supporting yourself. Because this is a black thing, right?
Okay.
So because again, here's what they come back with. Well, but people drink this. How did they start drinking that though? Because
that's what they were introduced to.
That's all.
That's and how it was presented to you. And you're right. As consumers, you have to win us over. You have to do 3 cartwheels and a flip. And the other folks will actually buy the product without all of that.
At all.
Without all of that. They will.
I had a conversation, a friend of mine, I love him, owns a restaurant. I ain't going to put him on blast, but he know who I'm talking to. Got a beautiful restaurant on the west side, and he was like, yo, so what kind of money you going to give me for bringing these products in? I snatched him, turned around, I'm like, how many of those brands that you asked that question to?
Right.
So it's the difficult part about it is, we forget that all we got to do is just really make a decision. Sit back, stop thinking about how we always approach everything when it comes to two black people trying to do business, right?
Yeah.
Get that out your head. Whoever seeded that, remove that. You have to remove that doubt first. Get that up out of there and understand that it's a bigger picture here.
It is. And that whole marketing approach, and that's what it is. We do have to, and technically we say reinvent the wheel, but you do have to come in, and they want you to come in. And then here's the part. So you come in, your presence is there, your product is there, you're doing what you do, and then you show them how to do what you're doing. And then when you leave, they're like, well, you know what I'm going to do? Listen. You got to bring that same crew back in that did what they did until your people learn how to do it.
It's an understanding.
So until they learn how to flip it. Boy, you got amazing bartender. I love my girl Q down in Young Village.
Yes, she is.
But it's in the presentation. And the biggest thing is having knowledge and capabilities of what your product can do.
Yes.
So knowing about the salted caramel and asking a person, what do you normally drink? Do you normally drink vodka or tequila or whatever? Let me fix you something. And being in the industry for as long as I've been in the industry and being around alcohol and all that stuff like that, I've watched some of those same non-black brands introduce potables to us by the same method that you do now.
Yep. Through us.
They'll come through us, and they'll come in and say, hey, let me fix you this drink called a green lizard and blah, blah, blah. And people, oh, this is amazing. Okay, listen, I want to order 3 bottles or whatever.
3 cases.
I'm serious. Lavish, I've seen it. Coming from radio and being a comedian and all this. Oh, it's fabulous. With us, okay, well, wait a minute now, hold on. Because, see, let me see what else. How many proof is it? Look, Hooker, listen. And I can't,
this is facts, though.
It's sometimes dealing with us and marketing towards us, we make it so very challenging. And then later on down the line, when you've moved on, when you've taken it and moved on, then they want to double back. Hey, listen, I saw you so and so and so and so. So you think if I double back, it's double. Because I was present, you had me, and you could have did whatever you wanted to do with me, and you didn't understand how valuable it was. So now you want me to double back. No, I can't double back.
I always tell people, those stores, those restaurants, like, yo, this is a partnership.
Yeah,
I'm not a salesman.
Yeah.
I build partnerships and collaborations. This is what I do, right? I come in, if you want to be a part of this, we're guaranteed to come back. We're guaranteed to highlight a cocktail in your space. We're guaranteed to bring people to your space. And we're not talking about once or twice. We're talking about continuously, because it's a partnership. Because you're carrying our product, and because we setting up a product, I like to call it a demonstration in your space, right? So we're going to come back. We're going to bring people. We're going to bring awareness to your space, and also bring awareness to what's in your space.
Yeah, and that's the part. That's the marketing part. That's the business part. Yeah. That's the part that I like when I look at Black Spirits and I look at all the creatives that are behind it. Because for so many years we didn't know who was creating what we were drinking. Yeah. You know, we saw the spokesperson, the media spokesperson of whatever the product was, whatever cognac it might have been, but we never knew who actually made it. Like, it may have been like, it was certain commercials with wine, and they was like, oh, this is Aldo Cello or whatever. They had the face that you attach. Like Billy T was attached to the face of Coke 45. And then after a while, people was mad, oh, he shouldn't be the spokesperson for that. Well, we drink, let's be honest, we drink Coke 45.
We drink Coke 45.
I done drunk Coke 45. Cold, icy, when they had the jumbos. Okay.
That's what my grandmother used to call them.
A jumbo?
Yeah.
It was.
That's what she used to
Would
call.
she send you to the store to get her a jumbo?
No, at the time, because, you know, before all these rules and regulations, you had a lot of mom and pop stores.
Yep.
So a lot of the times, the store owners, they'll know who you were coming to the store for. So they'll give you the cigarettes and all the other stuff to go home and take it to your mom. Or in my case, my grandmother. So I'll walk up to the store and they'll know. And sometimes my grandma called down there. And then You can't do that now.
No, your grandma called.
You won't even get it. You do that
No,
now.
you might get some charges. You do.
You would. Hey, Sam. I'm sending the boy up there. Sam had everything: the pack of bologna, the cheese, the loaf of bread, the Newport 100s, and that jumbo.
Yeah, and get to see your grandma on me. Tell her that's on me.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But the face of the product was that person.
Yeah.
So now with Black Spirits, I've actually got a chance to say, oh, okay, well, this brother created that, or this sister created that. How is it working with your folks?
It's beautiful.
And taking them, because the person that create the product sometimes, and me and you had this conversation, we can create it, but we can't sell it because we so in the product. Like Lavish may have a tremendous product, but to take it from his head to the people is where you need people to come in and say, listen, I got it from here.
Yeah.
So how does that go? And I know it's easier and it's beautiful because they us.
Right. But you get in, you I don't call it bump heads.
Yeah.
Because again, you have a creative person who, this is what they consider my baby.
This my baby.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I understand that, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to think in terms of that, because you think in terms of that, because I'm not giving my baby to anybody. Right?
Okay.
So you got to remove that thinking first.
Okay.
Right. Understand this is business. You're gonna put that thing out there to get rid of it and sell it and continuously provide it for somebody. So you're providing something for somebody. So some of the brands, I'll say the brands that I immediately directly work with, I haven't had that problem, but we've had those conversations, right?
Got you.
Because, is one thing is to be already in a market somewhere, right? It's another thing to try to get into new markets.
Going in cold.
Oh,
baby. Listen.
Going in cold, and I think Detroit is the only people that can go somewhere else and go in cold and come out hot. Right, if that makes sense.
We hustle hard.
We hustle hard.
We got that hustle ambition.
Right. So for people that are not from here, that's bringing a product here, they
can't see it.
They can't see it. They're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. How are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to show you, because it's hard for me to tell you because you're not me. So I can't really tell you. It's just everything is about relationships, though. Again, I go all the way back to my 89 relationship. If they still around and if they still in business and they still have these theaters and et cetera, like, yo, I need to start something here with this. We've done business in the past, and here, this is something new. I want to introduce it here. I want you to take it here. So that brand owner becomes confident enough in me because they see how I move. It's kind of like a resume, right?
Oh,
so you build.
Okay.
I've built this resume of how we move specifically with Black products, Black liquor brand products specifically. I have data on what I've done in quarter to quarter, year to year, week to week.
Okay.
And that's all I need to do. It's like I don't have a resume per se, right? But you can call any 10 of these folks and they don't tell you that.
So and it's funny that you say that, and Lavish and I had this conversation all the time. Being business people,
yes,
being entrepreneurs and being business people, and especially when you are your own product.
Yeah.
Here we go. Going into a situation cold, like you said, sometimes I think the person that we are targeting or marketing ourselves to, the first thing, like you said, you have to get over that whole mindset, because a lot of people may have something very great and genius, but because they think of it as a baby, they're not willing to share it with you and say, let me help you take this to another level. Only a level that you've imagined. I see those people and I could take what you got and take it to another level. It gets frustrating.
Oh my goodness, because let's be clear, because we're Black, so we still have that disbelief that you can do that. How? First of all, get the how I can do it out your mind.
Okay. Yeah.
So remove that, because the how is within me. That's the how, because it's in me to do it.
The machine.
Right? I'm the machine to do it, because I've established this way of getting it done. So give me this. I'll show you. And it's only going to take a few minutes to show you, but you have to be a willing participant.
Okay. So Lavish and I have had this conversation in terms of doing what he does. It's that's the part that gets, Lazar, that's the part that gets so taxing. You like, listen. and listen. And it's easier for you all because you men. You all have an advantage because you are both men. As a woman, I'm like, listen, what you trying to do? Okay, you want to do a comedy show. Okay, listen, where is it? How many people does it hold? I need some information. Give me the statistics and let me take it from there. I think sometimes I get so frustrated with us because you, like you said, you not going to see what I see. You not. Because I'm not going to see what you see.
What? That's where my patience come in. So I have to have a plethora of patience. Because
that's what I'm missing.
People.
That's what I'm missing.
Because you're gonna get somebody who understands it immediately. And I'm telling you from experience. So I have about 7 brands who get it, understand it immediately.
Okay.
And I have a few brands I have to walk through, and I'm okay with that. Because I understand I need you to be comfortable, and I may need to walk you up and down the same street
a lot of times.
Until either your feet start hurting or it kick in.
Oh.
Right? Because I'm going to be fine with
You
it.
see how I'm holding my head like,
Because I'm going to be fine already because I already have it. I'm just waiting for you to understand what I'm trying to show you. And I'm okay with that, right? But I think overall, the brands that I work with and that we'll be working with, I think they understand that it takes a team. It takes this machine to build other machines, right? It takes one thing for sure, and I always say this, and I don't do business as usual. I do unusual business, right? Because
that need to be on a T-shirt.
The business as usual is not set up for us, not in this game, not in any game. Let's be clear. So we have to come a certain way, and Lavish may contest to this. You have to come a certain way to get the same thing done.
Yeah.
Right? You can't go the straight line because there's so many people in the way of that straight line, so many doors locking and closing, locking and closing. So you may have to go around back, climb the fence. Right? Get your glass cut out, cut through that window.
Yeah, you gotta do some over the top thinking to try to, get the same result. Yeah. Some people can walk through the door and it's a lot easier. Some people can't even get to the door, so you gotta find that creative way to get to the door. Cause you want it that bad, nothing's really gonna stop you. And if you got it in you,
that's right.
You're going to find some type of way. It's like nothing is going to stop me.
You're going to create a way.
If I want to get to Coco and I can't get to her, somehow I want to get to her. And I'm just using, her because I can't catch her. I'm trying to get her on social media, so I can't get her. She's not, she got so many followers, she can't, see my message.
Right.
When I get to the comedy show,
she gone.
So it's like, I got to get to her some type of way. So now let me utilize my resources. She got a show coming up next month. What can I do? I need to become a vendor at this show. I don't even care about vendoring, but I know I can get there early enough to watch everybody that's coming in. So when she get there, I did my job. The vendoring thing, I really paid in my mind. It wasn't to vendor. It was so that I can get close
and build that
Coco.
Relationship.
So that's how it is with life, man. I mean, sometimes you gotta think outside the box and do things. And a lot of times people, they are so scared to get out of their comfort zone to try stuff.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's the other thing, like building on what he says, you must get out of that space.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable first of all, trying to be an entrepreneur, get out of that comfortable space. Yeah. Understand, my team was like, you get up at 5 a.m. every day? Yes. I could go to bed at 4, but that's just me. I'm not expecting you to do that. Yeah. I'm not saying you must do what I do because you're not going to be able to. My mind runs different. My mind sets off at 5. It doesn't matter. It's like, yo, we got to get up, player. What we doing?
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm listening. It's funny. I'm listening to you because I'm up. Sometimes I'm just up like a baby. You know how little babies be woke and they don't say nothing. They're just sitting in the middle of the bed. I'm woke sitting in the middle of the bed. I'm like, okay, well, meditate and do this and do this and do that. Because you cannot get new results doing old stuff. And we're not saying the things that we learned and the things that we were taught don't work. We're saying sometimes the comfort is in the discomfort.
Yes.
And I know that sounds really, really crazy, but when you're comfortable, you too comfortable. It's like, and I heard T.D. Jakes preach this sermon. when a woman gets ready to deliver a baby, it is so discomforting. It is so uncomfortable. But we know the birth, what's coming out of this discomfort is a beautiful new baby. Right. And it's the same effort that we have to push for us. And I know so many people that are afraid.
Yeah.
They petrified of just the decision to do something else. But here's the other part. You cannot let fear rule and run your life. You cannot let something, how you gonna let something that you can't see run your life? And I can't make you not be afraid. I can't make you be bold and like me, just walk in the room and just post up and start talking to somebody. Because when I go somewhere and I don't know the lay of the land, I'm going in because I'm assessing the person that has the most silent power.
Yes.
Because power is silent.
Ooh, I promise you. Let me tell you, I gotta share. You don't know this. You don't know this. When I was in the car, I'm listening to the 40 Laws of Power.
Okay.
And silence is power.
Silence is power.
Silence is power. And when you think about that, again, when you think about that fear, let's think about what fear, what is that really? Right? Who cares what that is? I don't even, it don't exist in me. I understand that every individual have a switch of activation.
Yeah.
Now, do we all choose to turn it on at any given time? Some people never turn theirs on.
Yeah, and some people never turn theirs off.
That's true.
Some people live in a state of constant fear, and it's frightening because I know a lot of people that are always afraid.
Yeah.
And I ask myself, I say, well, are you too brazen and bold? Because they always afraid.
Yeah.
And it's scary, like
afraid to think different.
All of that.
Afraid to act on the thought that you created.
But that they've been conditioned with all the lies and all the fallacies and all the misconception and all the misinformation and all the stuff that we've been told for years. Well, don't do that because they say if you do that, that gonna happen. Who are they?
I don't know who they are.
What's their email?
I don't know.
I want to send them an email. I want to send you too tall to do that. And listen, and this is a sidebar, but it is so relevant to what we're talking about. When I said my mother had a fit when I started talking about comedy. She's like, well, if you're going to get into entertainment, you could sing. I said, Ma, I don't want to be a singer. I want to do comedy. Well, I don't know no famous comedians. And if you need to go back to school and get your bachelor's in nursing, that's what you need to do. I said, I don't want to do that. So when she told me, you ain't going to be able to and she started naming all the people who I wasn't going to make money. You ain't going to make money like Red Fox and Pig Meat Market. I'm like, Ma, but that wasn't her resistance. That was her fear.
That's it.
And when I started traveling and doing stuff, people be like, you ain't embarrassed to be on stage? I mean, look at you. Listen, I'm a big girl sitting down.
They said, look at you.
They did. Because in their mind, they could not
fathom
had a
stereotype
of
what
my size.
What somebody's supposed to be like.
Yes, they couldn't imagine a woman my size doing what I did and being so bold with it. They was like, girl, I mean, how you feel when you walk on stage? I feel amazing when I go on stage. Yes. The more people it is, the bigger the venue, my feet tingle. And that's just something that go with that. But I set a precedent and I push myself. And sometimes I go home and lay in the bed like, you crazy as hell.
You did that shit.
But I did. You
That's
did
right.
that. Thank
That's
you, God.
right.
I did that.
That's right.
But you have to.
But show that face again, Coco.
I did that. Oh.
That's a couple different faces. That's
that face and that
a couple
face.
different. That's that face and that face. That's it right there.
Hey, listen, can we at least once have a show that don't drift off into
I know you not
content,
talking.
man.
Okay,
God.
wait, Lazar, hold on.
I'm just
Lazar,
saying, man.
Yes.
I know Mr. Lavish ain't talking, but we gonna have this conversation because I love Lazar. I love how he move. I love everything that he does. Let me just say that.
Thank you.
And he's a man of great honor and integrity, a man of his word, and all of that stuff. And in this world, in this industry, yes, you are too lavish. In this world, Lavish gave me that little kid smile, like, "Mama, I ain't do nothing to it." But
turn this shit off.
But in this world and with everything going on, to meet people that you can honestly take their word for what they're doing and trust what they're doing and believe in what they're doing and hold honor to that. That's very important. And I love what you're doing because in a couple weeks, you're doing this whole Black Spirits weekend. We got to talk about that because you got people, you going to make me put on a girdle. I swear I would. You know, I don't wear real underwear. I know that's TMI from your sister, you know, but you going to make me put a show enough strapper down, Grammy Award winning, doggone, I got a Beyonce girdle on, love on top. We cuffing tonight. You going to make me put a good girdle on for all these good folks coming in. So let's talk about the 24th and 25th of February.
Yeah, Taste of Black Spirits and Liquid. Liquid is our event. It's an open conversation with industry elites, I like to call them. One in particular, oh my goodness, Jamari. He is the new CEO of Pronghorn. So Pronghorn is a standalone company that has $2.4 billion to invest in African American owned spirit brands.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Black owned running. Yeah,
is Jamari single? Never mind. I listen. I'll look him up because you know I done looked at him about 27 times on the World Wide Web. You know.
so he's
you know he know about it now.
Yeah, he know about it now.
He know. You right.
So he's representing Pronghorn. He's a new CEO. He also has his company is called Hella. Him and his partners is called Hella, and Hella is mixers, like cocktail mixers.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So he has that. We have Alan Henderson, who's Henderson Group. He has Tom Bullock's gin, bourbon, and Brown Birdie, I believe it is. He used to play for the Atlanta Hawks. We got my
name. Listen, I started touching myself. I knew that name sounded like a professional athlete. It just
Lord have mercy.
And Monty Barrow. I mean, he's been in the game a long time. He's worked with. He has Black Leaf Vodka and several other things. I mean, it's going to be a great conversation amongst these guys. We also have Nikki's Ginger Tea, the owner of Nikki's Ginger Tea. She's gonna come
listen to me
and sit in with us.
Let me tell you something. When y'all in the grocery store, if you go to a grocery store and you get over, and it's usually in the juice section, sometimes it's in the fruit section. Nikki's Ginger Tea. Now let me tell you something. I got turned on to it at first in radio because she had bought us to the station. This tea is amazing. And for me, I like the tea. I like it to mix it with my salted, my Duke and Dame. But it's a great tea because it does have real ginger in it. Like a lot of people say, oh, it contains ginger. No, this got real make you hot ginger in it. But I like her tea because you can make a tea with the tea.
Yeah.
So
hot or cold.
Mix the salted caramel with the apple,
cherry apple ginger, and heat that up. Boy, you got you something. Who got that Hooterville phone? That Mayberry RFD phone. So for the people that want to come to the whole, so that's the Friday night event. That's the Friday night event.
Okay.
That's from 4 to 7 at Charles H. Wright.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, the Taste of Black Spirits is elegant.
Grown people clothes.
Get your grown people clothes out. Don't worry about the snow. If it's snow, we're going to have all that clear for you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Come on in. Pull out. You might have to pull a minx out on this one, right?
Oh, don't tell them that.
But it's extremely elegant. We're sharing approximately about 60 brands that night. Den of Thieves, Tea Capri, of course, Island John, of course, Duke and Dame. Tom Bullock. Oh my goodness!
I had to catch myself. I was about to say something off the wall.
What? Dinner thing?
I heard you say Kid Capri.
Tea Capri.
Oh, Tea Capri. Oh, because I'm like, Kid Capri gonna be there.
Tea Capri.
So I'm listening like, oh man. So I'm thinking you naming people, but you naming drinks. I don't drink, so hey.
But you gotta come, Lavish. I know.
You drink beer?
Listen.
No.
Oh, okay. Nothing at all?
Lazar,
Okay.
Don't worry about him. Lavish is so
drink
nosy.
These weights.
He's so nosy. He gonna be there. The Island John is that the vodka?
Vodka, yeah.
Let me tell y'all something about that Island John. Listen, I was drinking another vodka that I had decided I wasn't gonna drink no more because the last time I drank it, it made me feel like somebody had shut my head in the car door. But that Island John, whoo. It's smooth. It's smooth all the way around. So I'm excited about the grown people event. So let's finish talking about the event.
So yeah,
it's going to be Saturday night. Garden Theater.
Garden Theater. We have In Deep is a live band. It's going to be there. Those guys are amazing, super amazing. You know, kind of my age group.
Right.
But we have, like I said, over 60 African American owned spirit brands. We have Cajun Fire Beer, as well as it's out of New Orleans. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. The majority of the owners are going to be there. So you get the chance to interact with these cats, talk to them. It's just gonna be a great time.
I'm gonna need a whole Shonda. Now I heard you got an amazing host for that night.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Oh, I wasn't gonna stop. I thought it was another question.
So who you got?
Coco.
Oh man,
HP's own. You know the legend. The whole. I'm glad. Let me be clear on this. We were going to. So Sadat.
Yes,
y'all call him Shine.
My nephew, my little nephew. So I got 100 nieces and nephews.
He like, yo, we need Auntie for this one. I'm like, Auntie who, man? Who you talking about? He's like, Coke. I'm like, done deal. Why you asking? You partner.
Because,
what you asking for?
But I like y'all relationship.
Yeah.
And I like the relationship because we got two grown men who respect each other's decision. But yet each of them had the power to make adult decisions, but they don't take that for granted. And that's so important in business. Yeah. He know he can make executive moves, and you too, but it's just I like that relationship.
Yeah,
I like it.
And I got to speak on him. Like that guy, man, he's been with me since I started this thing, like 2018. Me and him met. You know the old Penta Club?
Yes, down in the Fisher building.
I ran it for a couple of years.
Wait, hold on. So listen, sidebar. Let me tell you something. When I started comedy back in 1991, it was two clubs in the city of Detroit. That was my Tuesday and Wednesday night. Tuesdays was Club Penta in the basement of the Fisher building. It was comedy, but it was so grand and grown. Ray and all them folks down there. That was Tuesday night. And Wednesday night was Scruples.
Oh my goodness.
Where the now present Greektown Casino is. It was Scruples set on that corner, and then around the corner was a fire station. And then was my two spots. And when you said Club Penta, I got gushy inside. Baby. Oh my goodness. Lavish, was you out?
Calm it down.
Was you coming out then when Club Penta was around?
No.
Your old ass. Anyway, Lazar.
So we met. I was giving an event, so I had that space for like 2 years, and it was like an event space. So he used to work at the Fisher building.
Okay.
So he came in, his cool self. You know what I mean? He come in like, yo, what up? I'm like, what up? I had no idea who he was.
Right.
He's just like, I'm like, what up? We sit down on the stage. He's like, yo, what you do? I said, I do this and do that. He's like, okay, cool. I'm thinking about doing that because he had been researching liquors and etc.
Right.
He had been researching liquor overall.
Okay.
Right. And I had the brand. I had just got that brand. I'm like, yeah, we doing this and this and that. And he was like, okay, cool. I want to be a part of that. I'm like, all right, cool.
Wow.
When I say 3 to 4 times a week since then, me and him 3 to 4 times a week. If he say he's going to do something, he there.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will not do is send him to the grocery store. You send, because it's not his thing, right? I send him to the grocery store. I say, go get me some Vernors, et cetera, et cetera. He come back with some off-brand.
Okay.
Not his fault.
Okay.
I say, give me some strawberries. He come back with spoiled strawberries. Not his fault.
Okay.
Not his thing.
That ain't his lane.
His lane is loyalty. That's his lane.
That's important.
100%.
That somebody that is loyal and committed
yes,
is one of the most powerful relationships you can have. Because you don't never have to question what their intentions are. Mm-hmm. They may not be a great shopper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They may not be great at that. But you don't have to worry about watching your money and your change and all that stuff. Like you could just really do and be who you are. I think that's why me and Lavish get along. We beef, but I trust him.
Yeah.
Every now and then I get somebody come to me, so like, Coco, you and Lavish. I said, yes. I mean, I'll be like, what's your question?
I mean, yeah, what is it? What they trying to holler?
No, they
got a dollar trying to holler? I mean,
they just trying to
have it say share with me.
When you have a public relationship with people that people can see, you gonna get people that gonna try to come up and be a mole and try to infiltrate and see where your loyalty and your commitment is, because that's how they move. So y'all, I mean, y'all seem like y'all got a good chemistry. You can't come up to me and talk to me about nobody that you've ever seen me with. Even if you don't see him with me no more, you're not gonna come up to me and say, hey, you used to hang out with so-and-so. We not gonna have a conversation because I don't do that.
What is that?
It's that bull crap. Yeah, it's that bullshit that people come up to you like, yeah, so you so and so. People can't come up to me and have that conversation with me. Yeah, because they fishing. And then I'm gonna give you something real crazy to take back.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, you know, me and Lavish got about 6 kids together. We got a 45-year-old, a 50-year-old. I'm gonna give them something real crazy. And they're gonna be like, no, you don't. I'll be like, yes, we do. And we breed dogs. We breed pit bulls. We got dogs. And then when we ain't got the dogs, we doing cars, because you know he tow cars. And we sell barbecue dinners on Sundays and Mondays.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's real. He kicked in. That's real.
Yeah, we got the grill. We got the smoker.
We got the smoker tied behind his tow truck going up and down the street.
Yeah, we got the smoker, man.
But Lazar, people do come up and question that, and I love your relationship with Sadat. I like that because it makes it so much easier to grow. Yeah. So for listen, y'all, I want y'all to understand what's going on. Detroit, we've taken a part and been a part of a lot of things that have gone on, and we've changed the music industry.
Yes.
Motown, if you watch the Grammy Awards, listen, they kicked off, well, you know, it's 50 years of hip hop, but they definitely had a Motown performance. Smokey Robinson came on stage looking like a cloud, okay? Listen, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, the Four Tops, they perform. So Detroit has changed the music. We've changed the automotive industry. We've impacted the world. We've impacted music. Absolutely. We've impacted all of that. So we have to be a part of the change in the narrative in potables. I love that word. And in our alcohols. And we have several gazillion companies that are black owned, black operated. And this is what you're going to get. Make a plan to come out February the 24th and 25th. You coming outside, Lavish?
I got juice, Lavish. I got juice.
You got juice, man. Listen.
And black on water, too.
You going to put me on the list?
I got you on the list.
Okay. Listen.
You on the list.
I'm just saying, because I mean.
You sitting with the 2 plugs.
Listen, because this the thing. I ain't trying to, put myself up there, but I don't go to places if I ain't on the list.
Wait. Let me say
if I ain't on the list, I don't go.
Listen. Go listen. You got to hear this out, Lazar. You got.
No, I'm just saying. At this point in the game, because when I come out, it's for a reason.
Listen,
I don't just come out just because I ain't got nothing to do. I got a lot to do. So when I do come out, it's because I got an invite to come, and I'm on a list. I get to your door. And they not already moving on my way. Oh, Lavish, you good? You over there? I ain't in there.
I'm with you, Lavish.
I'm out.
I'm the same way.
If I got any problem at the door,
oh my God,
I'm out.
I'm with you. I'm
not doing
I don't
that.
stand in lines, Lavish.
And I don't have a problem waiting.
I do.
It's just when I get there.
No, I'm not waiting either.
Okay, well,
Lavish,
I'm with you.
How you say my grandson greeted you when you came to the birthday party? What did he do?
Oh, when I walked, listen, let me tell you. First, after I went to the wrong place and then came back to the right place, she got this big, giant. For a grandson.
My grandson is 6'5", but he only weighed like 180.
Right, did you just see that? Yeah. 6'5". Oh, he only.
But I'm 6'2", so you know I'm a tall grandkid.
You got this big giant with Carhartt on, so that's already another 30 pounds of added weight. So I walk up to the door, and I'm like, man, I'm over here. They probably got the security over here. I'm straight, but I don't be wanting to be bothered, Right. Oh, man, we got to search you, man, blah, blah, blah. So I walk through the door. I'm like, damn, I got to actually open the door? All right, Hey, I'm a biker, man. We don't, you go to somebody's place, we don't open door. They open the door, we don't even touch the door. So I walk in. He like, hey, you Lavish? I'm like, yeah. Okay, you good. I was good.
That was good. That's good.
They knew I was coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody spotted, and I'm cool. I really, outside of, bragging about that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I do like that feel because they know that you're there. And it just puts you in a different mindset, a more relaxed mindset. Because there's been places where people have invited me out to, and they didn't have their stuff organized. Right. You come there, you standing there, you like, look, man, John Doe told me, come here. Hold on, man, I don't know. Hold on, I got to go fast. And you standing there, and your mood changes because you like, dude, come on, man, I ain't come out here for all this. I'm held up here. Y'all asked me to come out here for whatever the case is.
20 minutes apart because you done circled the block. But Lavish, I promise you will not have any of those issues that weekend. Listen, Black Legacy Spirits, Black Spirits, and all of that. Detroit, I'm telling you, and not just Detroit. Anybody that's checking out the Lavish and Coco podcast, make it an entire weekend because it's fun, but it's also information and it's education. And we must celebrate our people and our entrepreneurs. Listen, y'all was with it at the Grammys. Y'all was chiming in about the outfits and who won. And that was via TV.
All right.
No tea, no shade. As an entertainer, love is love. But come on out and support Black Spirits. Because it's a hand-on experience.
It is.
The knowledge and information that you're going to get will blow you away.
Facts.
I ain't know about no Black Spirit stuff until like the last 2 years, to be honest with you. I never heard of it.
You say last 2 years? Most likely due to us.
Because I was supposed to. It was last year.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have.
Speak it out loud.
I was supposed to have did a Black Spirit event.
Yes, you did.
A guy hit me up. Was that you?
Sadat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
He was like, Lavish coming. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Lavish ain't show. But go ahead.
So listen, check this out. I didn't show up.
Right. You had something to do though.
No, I did have something to do.
Because he told me.
But I also didn't I didn't get a reminder as well to be like that. Because sometimes I might shoot to an event. I might not be there. But I know in my mind I want to do enough footage to make it look like I was there. Right. And then I hit another event. But I didn't know about it. So when I was introduced to it, I was just like, man, what's a Black Spirit? So me not being a drinker, knowing about liquor, I'm like, man, ain't nobody going to that stuff, man. I didn't know what to expect.
See how quick people dissolve.
Because in my mind,
I'm thinking, him speaking from his truth.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not even certain what it is.
Nobody ever talked to me. I never heard any of my drinking friends speak on Black Spirits. So when I hear the word Black Spirits and he's trying to explain to me, I'm like, oh, okay. Black Spirits. So you telling me there's gonna be a whole bunch of people drinking, tasting wine that
are black.
They are black.
No, not even that. That just nobody's heard of.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, well, just let me know when it is, man. Let me know when it is. And it wasn't that I'll be brushing anybody off because I didn't brush them off because I would have came because for me it's just even if it was a room full of 10 people, for me I find great networking possibilities within that small room as well. I just didn't know anything about Black Spirits, never heard of it. So then when I seen them, fast forward, I seen them, hey man, Lavish, you know what happened? I'm like, shit, man, I forgot. You didn't remind me. Because now you got more people reaching out.
He got to remind you.
Because I didn't know about it.
I ain't stop talking to myself.
Keep talking to yourself because I'm talking to him.
Okay.
Thank you. So then I seen him again. He was showing me the video, and I was like, oh, all these people, they came out. And I'm like, I still don't know what it is. But I asked more people about it. And it's funny because I had to ask people that's in the promotion, the networking crowd of people. They were more educated on it. And I'm like, hey, you ever heard anything Black Spirits? And they're like, oh, yeah, I heard of it. But the average people that I deal with, they like, man, I ain't never heard of that. What is it? And then you got to keep in mind that everybody don't get out and go to a lot of different types of events. So that plays a factor with people not having that much knowledge, because it's like, I don't go out to these type of places.
Well,
and that's why we do it 4 times a year in the state of Michigan. We do it September, February, and 3 times in Grand Rapids. So each event, we introduced it May 2021, right? So I'll give you the short story. May 2021, did it May, September, November. Came back in February, September, November. It is the biggest African American showcase of spirits in the Midwest.
Because when y'all were in Grand Rapids, Sadat had reached out to me and said, Auntie, you in Grand Rapids? I am in Grand Rapids, but I was working. So I'm in Grand Rapids and I wanted to go, but by the time I finished working, I'm like, man, because listen, let's be clear. I wanted to go over there. Grand Rapids, blacks, liquor,
yes.
people, I wanted to go. But I had 2 shows to do up in Grand Rapids. So it was a great event. And this year, this February, in 2 weeks, we going to be right here. Folks, listen, get your tickets, get your information.
So where can we get the tickets? Where can people get the tickets?
Well, it's on Event Noir, which is a black-owned event ticket selling space.
Please spell that.
Event Noir, Event Noir. I'm sorry, NOIRE.
Yeah.
Sorry, NOIRE.
You don't know how to spell it right.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thank you.
New words. So if you ain't getting it, we know the viewers ain't about to get it. So you got to go ahead. Hold on. Silence in the room. Only you talk and slowly let these people know the website. Yeah, Coco, don't say nothing. Shh, silence.
Event Noir. NOIRE. Event Noir. It's all on our Facebook page, our Instagram pages. You can click that link and it'll take you right to the tickets. The event, February 24th, is at the Charles H. Wright. It's from 4 to 7. That is our liquid event. Taste of Black Spirits is February 25th at the Garden Theater, another black-owned space in the city of Detroit. It is from 6 to 11 p.m. We're going to have a great time. Our host, mistress of ceremony.
She is
Coco,
a mistress.
All caps.
She
Coco.
is a mistress.
I don't know who peed in your cereal today, Lavish, but I sure hope you don't eat no more of it.
He said
the mistress of ceremony.
Okay,
you saying
you the mistress. The same thing.
Listen,
Goodness gracious.
I don't know who you spent your night with.
The mistress, I'm saying. Mistress of ceremony, mistress. Somebody's mistress.
Who peed in the Lavish cereal?
Lavish is our special guest. He's going to come through, hang out with us. I got some Nicky's Ginger Tea for him. I got some Ellis IoT. These are all black-owned brands.
Yes.
And I'm going to introduce him to this honey water also.
Some honey water.
Yes, it's honey water. It's very good. And it's very good for you, Jack LaLanne, Mr. Fitness. And the Ellis Island tea, I was introduced that the same way I was introduced to the Nicky's tea. Ellis Island is amazing. And shout out to these beautiful, beautiful businesses and companies that persevered. So with Ellis Island, it was the same thing. And she would come and share her product and stuff with us. And now her product is in Walmarts and Whole Foods,
all over the world,
Targets, all over the world. So we have to celebrate our folks. We have to celebrate Ellis Island and Nicky's and the Black Spirits, because I am so excited. I'm figuring out what kind of shundada outfit I'm gonna put on. Is it gonna be a cape? Am I gonna make I'm gonna have to do.
It's not goth. It's not goth.
No, but listen. Every superhero wear a cape. I don't know what you talking about, Mr. Lavish. So listen,
where can they find the information at? Where can they find?
Where can we follow you? Yeah,
Taste of Black at Taste of Black Spirits on Instagram. Taste of Black Spirits on LinkedIn. Lazar Favors, all caps with a dash in front. That's a fact. Facebook, I'm not playing. Y'all know I'm not playing.
I know you're not playing. I love you for it.
Facebook, Lazar Favors, all caps, dash in the front of the L. And Taste of Black Spirits on Facebook as well.
Absolutely. Follow them. And if you go out to somewhere between now and February 24th and 25th, if you go out somewhere, if you go to your local watering hole, just inquire from the barkeep. Hey, do you all carry Black Spirits? And here's your opportunity as a consumer to ask. And when you go into your local liquor store, say, hey, do you carry any Black Spirits? And when you go to the page and you see all the alcohols and the liquors that are listed under black spirits, if you're a vodka drinker, tequila drinker, if you drink wine, if you drink a light wine, a sweet wine, a more tart wine, a Chardonnay or a Peace Porter, whatever you may drink, check it out on the black spirits. And when you go into your local place, wherever you get your alcohol, ask them, do you all carry black spirits? And listen, you're the consumer, and you could say, well, why not?
So let me ask you this from a non-drinking
Yes.
standpoint. When we say black spirits is the event.
When we say so Black Spirits Legacy is the company.
Is
Taste
the
of
actual company that's distributing different.
African American owned brands.
Okay.
Right.
So when
Taste
you go
of
into
Black-
a store and you say black spirits, they should already know what you're speaking about.
They should. Most stores have a list that I've sent them. So when a person go into that store is already pre-game unless it's a store that I haven't reached yet, right?
Okay.
What I mean by that is I have an available in Michigan list and I have available to ship list, right? There are 32 brands, African American owned brands in the state of Michigan that's distributed through the state of Michigan in the state of Michigan, available at liquor stores, restaurants, etc. There's another list of brands that are able to ship straight direct to consumer. Right, so on all these things will be listed at the event as well, because for the QR code I leave at the store, boom, you can scan it. You can choose your whiskey, your tequila, et cetera, et cetera.
And get your product, and you don't have an excuse. And trust me, on so many levels, I have lend my palates. Listen, look at these lips. I have lent my lips to sample some of the most amazing black potent potables.
Be careful.
Oh no! Listen.
Be careful.
And I've tried the salted caramel and the various wines and the various things, and I have not been disappointed. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this out there to you. On Wednesdays, are you gonna be at the spot tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow on about 7:00 at Yum Village on Woodward. They do what I like to call an old school kickback, right?
Right.
So you go in and they have these bowls, and you could buy the bowls with the amazing food in them. I bought a bowl and I had greens and rice and I think oxtails, baby, listen. But more than that, it's a great meeting. They have music, they have a DJ, they have a drummer, and they have one of the coldest, and I didn't put a D in there, they had one of the coldest bartenders, mixologists. My girl Q is at the bar, and all you gotta do is say, Q, I'm a vodka drinker. She gonna put you something together that's gonna be amazing. So go down, network, go to Yum Village, is right there. If you get to the boulevard and you headed south, the very next corner and look to your left is right there. It used to be the old Popeye's Chicken 100 years ago. But go down there and just have a good time, sit down, kick back or whatever. And it's on Wednesdays. It start about 7:00. And meet the man, the myth, and the legend. Meet Lazar and meet Sadat. And have a matter of fact, I may have to put on something and just fall through.
She mentioned that we probably the only space, and we know we only space in Michigan, but in the Midwest that carry all black spirit brands.
Yes.
So if you come in to taste a vodka, you might end up tasting like 10. You come to get a whiskey, you're gonna end up tasting like 12, and et cetera, et cetera. So we carry everything over there.
They do, and it's just go, just get outside of your head and go. To the brother that's listening to the podcast, he's like, well, listen, all I drink is so-and-so cognac. That's because you haven't been introduced to anything. You the same man that get with a new woman and be doing your left, right jiggle, and she just be looking at you. You be like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Your hookup must be broke because I've been doing this for 20 years and all the other women liked it. No, they didn't like it. We tolerated that left, right jiggle. We didn't like it. It was trash then, and it's trash now. It's trash. The left, right.
What is that?
The left, right jiggle is when.
Because I just.
We not talking about you. We not talking about you. We
I don't
talking
know
about.
what that is.
We talking about when a man having sex with a new woman.
Oh, you
and
talking
he do
about
the-
sex?
Oh.
I'm trying. Listen, I'm
Listen.
trying to keep my show
Okay.
without sexual
Listen.
stuff. And
Well,
every
I'ma
time I
say
look
this.
up, you always
I
got sex
know.
in it, Coco.
So listen,
God,
left,
dog, like
the
a
left, right jiggle.
nymphomaniac.
The left,
so
right
let's
jiggle.
talk about this left, right jiggle.
It's when the man, he throw his pelvis from the left, he throw it from the right, and then he jiggle his butt. He go from the left and right
I don't
and
know
shake.
about that.
Listen. You wouldn't know.
I got a thing where you go from the
Lavish,
you
lavish,
move from the
lavish,
left
lavish.
to the right,
Lavish.
and it get them right there.
Lavish, lavish. This don't have nothing to do with you.
Left, right,
This ain't-
get 'em.
this-
Yeah, so it's like
No.
you shift. You got an angle from the left, but shoot to the right.
But for
All
the
right.
women that like it right, left. Okay, it's some women that don't like. Listen, and this ain't got nothing to do with you, Lavish.
I was
This is
just
for.
because he asked me.
Listen.
I know anything about it.
I was gonna explain it.
Go ahead.
But it's for the. I'm telling the men that been drinking the same cognac for 100 years, and we need you to change and try something different. You the same man that been doing the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, We tired of that.
Do it again. Do it again.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, We so tired of that, and we don't like it. And you been talking about all the other women like it, they tolerate it. And you do the same thing. And then after about 10 of them, left, right, left, right,
Yeah, it's a wrap after that.
So, party over, busted balloons, let's go home. So thank you, Lazar, for coming to be a part of the Lavish and Coco podcast. Lavish, we got some questions.
No, we ain't. We kind of answered them. I got somebody. Wait, let's go back. I got to go read the comment.
Okay.
They probably not still on live.
Okay.
Do you remember telling somebody that they need to change their comic name from Miss Diva? She
Oh God, keep going. We ain't even getting into that. Do I remember telling somebody that?
Yeah, she told you. You told her that they might want to change their stage name from being Miss Diva. Diva's Comedy.
Is she still a comedian?
Yeah.
Where?
I've never heard of Miss
Diva. Hit me up on Ginger Hudson. Send me a message, and I might have told you that you need to change your name from Miss Diva. But here's the question, Miss Diva. I need to know 3 questions, and I ain't coming at you hard. When was the last time you worked? How big was your audience? And how often do you go on stage to work on your craft? Shoot that in my inbox. I love you.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Okay.
Great question.
Yeah, that's the professional question.
like that.
Because people like, I'm a comedian. When the last time you been on stage? How big was your crowd? And how many times do you work out? Comedy is like trying to get your
Like
body
exercise,
right.
right?
You got to go on stage. You got to touch all them different audiences and have them different conversations. A black audience, a white audience. I done did shows where they had to translate from American Sign Language. I've done shows for a totally non-English speaking audience and it was Chinese and they had a translator. So if you not taking your craft, just like your liquor.
Wait. They had a translator.
Yes.
So how did they laugh?
It was a delay. So this
Like,
is how it works.
I ain't being funny, but how did
No,
the
no,
audience
listen,
laugh?
And
That is
listen, God has really blessed me in my gift. So I had this audience, and it was a Chinese audience, and I did my comedy, and then the translator translated it, and then they laughed. So I just had to pause.
Right.
No, listen, it was a learning experience, but I will never forget it. So I told them a joke, and the translator translated, and then they laughed. And afterwards, they came up, and we took pictures and everything. Yes.
That's dope.
One of my stories is I had the opportunity to work with Barack Obama well before he became president. And my friend who was a state representative in Illinois did an event with the Black Caucus in Springfield, Illinois. And he introduced me. He said, Coco, I want to introduce you to the brother that's going to be the first black president and his wife.
Do you have a picture of it?
I don't.
If you don't have a picture, a video,
But my
it
friend,
didn't happen.
it did happen.
That's the new thing now. That's what they say. If you don't have a picture or a video, it didn't happen.
So let me say this. I may not have it, but Damon Williams may have a picture, or
I
my
don't
friend
know
that was a
Damon.
state rep. Well, you're not a comedian, but everybody else in the world that listen to comedy know Damon Williams. Listen, I know.
Coco,
But Damon don't know you, so y'all even
we gotta
this
go.
shit.
What's his last name? What's his last name?
Williams.
Okay, yeah, I probably do know him. Let me go check
don't
my
know.
family Rolodex.
Don't dig it up too much
Seeing
now.
that he's a Williams.
Y'all got a lot in common too.
That's what I'm saying. He might be my cousin.
He might be.
Yeah.
So listen, go to Lazar's page, go to Black Spirits, check it out. It's an amazing weekend. We celebrating Black history and Black spirits. Get your Shundana outfit out. Come on in. Miss Diva, answer that question. Last time you worked, how big was your audience and how often do you go on stage? And don't hit me with, well, I work and I do this and whatever.
I got one thing. Can I get one thing?
Yes, come on.
I want to shout out to my wife who was just received her nomination for the Michigan Chronicle Women of Excellence. Clap that up for her.
Listen, I love your wife.
Yeah, she's
Listen,
dope.
your wife is an amazing, amazing, amazing sister.
Yeah, I agree.
I know you married her.
I agree.
But she's an amazing woman. Y'all are definitely a power couple.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So thank you, Mr. Lavish, for allowing us to come and be a part of your
Appreciate
podcast. Thank you, Lazar.
Thank you. Thank
y'all
you.
get y'all tickets. We gonna do the thing.
How
And like I
much
said,
are the tickets? Should we say it or should we
no,
make them
let them do
drive?
the research.
Let them do the research.
Let them do the research.
Okay, all right.
Don't nobody else say when they go to see New Edition and Jill Scott. Don't nobody say how much the tickets are. They ain't listen. How they found out Beyonce tickets was $72 million. They went online and did the research. Black people do the research. Just like when you go in your liquor store, ask them about black spirits. When you go to your local watering hole, ask them about black spirits. Ask them some questions. Let's change the narrative. Because if you selling something, if you selling eyelashes, purses, wigs, or whatever, you want us to be a part of it, support black business.
All right. We got would you partake in the V-Spa?
It ain't for women. It's for men. It
Is
ain't
that-
for men. It's for women.
See, I just wanted to see if you was paying attention. You was on top. See, he got stuttered and everything
I
like
looked
that.
at it. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
a real thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a real thing, and that's where we at. Sitting pretty.
Yes,
spa.
right.
Yeah.
We got to
And that's a
thank them.
black-owned business
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
and they steam the coochie.
So
They literally do.
They
Like,
steam the coochie.
Let me. Yeah.
So I got.
Sitting
Are they
pretty-
in here without their clothes on? Or what?
No. So sitting pretty day spa, sitting
Like a
pretty
grown-up
spa.
potty.
No, so let me for the women that have never had the steaming. So it's a process. You come in and they have
the steam. You know, you got the tea
water.
kettle.
Can I do
You
this?
got the steam that come up. It's
Lavish.
Goes up in there.
It don't go up in nothing. Men always think something go up in something.
It steams all
We
around.
fooling y'all. We giving y'all
the
a fat
labia and the
crease.
clitoris and all of that stuff. It steams. All
It ain't the labia, it's the labia.
labia, whatever. I ain't got
It's
one,
different.
so I'm just saying.
Well, yes, you actually you do. All men stuff. Let me say this. Okay, I'm gonna take
Talk
y'all
about
deep.
the V steam. We
I'm
got
finna
to
get
go.
to that.
Coco, we got to go.
We
got to go.
Listen, we all start out with the same genitalia, and then as the hormones and chromosomes produce, then it determines if you're gonna be a man or a woman. So what we have as a labia becomes y'all scrotum. Do your research, know your anatomy. Lavish, you know your biology.
No,
So-
I got to take it next semester. My anatomy.
Okay.
I ain't doing it.
So Sitting Pretty Spa is a V Steam spa located in Southfield. Look it up, Google it, and come and get. It's a very clean, nice space. And the women come in and they get a gown. The gown's over there. They get undressed and they sit on the spa. And listen, women, if you're dealing with menopause or you have fibroids or you have fibromyalgia or you have any of those things, come in and they have a particular herb that they add to the water and it helps in the process. So check out Sitting Pretty Spa. We've been using them as a studio and thank you for letting us, and it is a black owned business. Thank you, by the way. And do that research. We all start off as women in the beginning and then as the chromosomes and genetics.
No. We just start off as semen,
No,
sperm. Don't say
no,
we start off as
no.
women because we don't.
We start
off as semen and an egg.
No, semen-
Sperm. No,
no.
sperm and an egg. I ain't start off as no female.
Lavish.
I'm just
we
saying.
all start off the same. Our clitoris, if we're going to be a man, becomes the penis. And if it's a woman, it stays the size of a clitoris. Our labia majora and minora will stay a labia minora
This
and
ain't
majora.
a scientific
if it's
podcast.
a woman, if it's a man, it
In the
turns
name
into a
of
scrotum.
science, I'm about to end the show.
You
because
can't end your show,
it's
Lavish
time
Williams.
to go.
He don't wanna
It's
hear nothing
time
that's
to
the
go.
truth.
I'm just saying, I didn't start off as no woman.
Yeah, you did.
I started off as
You did. You start off as an
sperm,
old black evil lady
as
with a kid's
sperm
base busted your
connecting
window with a
to an
baseball.
egg.
Thank
That's
y'all,
all I'm
ladies and
saying.
gentlemen. Lazar, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having
bitter
me.
ass
Yeah.
Lavish. He been real bitter today. I know who peed in your cereal, but you get your cereal from another spot tomorrow. Thank y'all. Make sure you follow us, like us, love us. Ginger Hudson on Facebook. Diva, answer that question. My phone ain't dinged yet. You just slip back. No, don't do that, Diva. You jumped out strong. Stay strong, sister. Listen, we out.
We out, man. We gonna check y'all out next week. Lavish and Coco. Follow me all social media platforms. Lavish T Williams. Make sure you follow
your
Coco.
bitter ass.
Yeah, make sure you. She don't get a plug today. Y'all make sure y'all follow her. Ginger Hudson on Facebook. Coco the Comic on Instagram. Y'all check out this Black Spirit event. I will be there. Not drinking, having fun.
He gonna be buying drinks though. Watch.
I'm not buying a doggone thing.
Watch, we gonna give him a special lavish card.
They gonna say, could you give me a drink? I want to disappear.
Say, yep.
I'll be right back.
I done disappeared. Girl, I ain't buying you no drinks. You better get up out of here.
He's so mean.